Sometimes you start at the bottom, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it to the top. I started with nothing but a dream, but it takes dedication, ambition, hard work to make your dreams come true. So I want you to ask yourself, are you challenging yourself? Like, nah, for real. Are you overcoming your fears? Are you being the best you can be at all times? If not, then you need to check yourself. Wasting your time watching other people succeed, scrolling down Facebook just wishing. Well, wishing ain't enough. If you want this, you gotta work until your back burns. And when it burns, keep working. And when that wave comes over the rail and breaks you down to your knees, get back up. I don't care if you're soaking wet. That doesn't matter. Remember, you were born wet. You were born for this. You don't quit. You can't quit. When the going gets tough.
Some villages or some suburbs where people live in large quantities and also needed the same amenities people that live in satellite and that people that live in city centers also enjoy. So these businesses are as follows. 1. Palm oil processing businesses. Number 2. Block industry businesses. Number 3. Rice mills or rice processing mills. Number 4. Pure water factories. Number 5. Bread making factories. So if you have the means, you can set up these businesses and run them. These businesses involve logistics, and it also involves trying to get raw materials in the right places. What I mean by logistics is that these businesses must have means of bringing in your raw materials in your production place and also means of selling the raw materials to the final consumers. So due to time and other things, I can't explain all of them today. Maybe I will take the block industry number 1. I can explain that one further today. So for you to set up a block industry, 1, you have to make sure that you know the right places to get your sand. You have the right machines for mixing, and also you have the right workers who are willing to listen to you, because people that work in block industries, sometimes they don't take orders even if you're the oga. So your ability to know how to talk to your workers, your ability to know where to get the right materials, your ability to be up and doing in terms of going to construction sites to get engineers to buy your product, to buy your blocks, will also matters in this kind of business. And secondly, depending on where you stay or where you want to run the business, like some parts of the east they use sharp sand, some part of the north they use stone dust. Let's say you want to run your block industry somewhere in Abuja. Some people go to Mpape to source their stone dust, which they use. If you are running your own in the east, most people in the east know where to get there, know the right dump to get their pure sharp sand for block production. Depending on where you're staying and where you want to stay to run this block industry, you have to make sure that you know the right people to supply you your sand, and you know the right type of cement to use so that your block will come out strong. And also have cars, that you have vehicles. That's where this logistics now plays. That's where the role of logistics now come in. You have to have the means to bring in the raw materials and also supply the blocks to the final consumers or customers who use it. But the beauty of this business is that the block industry businesses in rural areas is fast getting attention. The average block molders, that's these solo people that you can call to come and mold blocks for you, they are no longer able to contain the rate of demand people are now craving for in terms of supplying blocks to their various construction sites, especially in rural areas. So If you have the means, you can set up this block industry and get the right management to run it for you, but make sure you know a bit of this business. You can't just set up a business you don't know anything about because yes, this business is lucrative or it's not the end thing, or other people are doing it and they are succeeding. You have to make sure you know a bit of any business you want to do. Don't just start a business because other people are doing it, but if you get everything together, block industry business is one business you can do in rural areas and also make some profit, because one, you will get cheaper labor, as in terms of the block molders who will mold it for you. Their prices and prices of people in the big cities cannot be the same. Secondly, the market is there. There is a big demand of ready-made blocks now in rural areas and satellite town. You can also supply from your site to some satellite towns. It depends on the location and your arrangement. Secondly, you can also have cheaper source of power. Even if you don't have the machines, there is another alternative. You can still use the local modes to mold it, so long as you have a big site where the blocks are safe. In terms of when it's raining, how you can protect it, you have your trampoline and or maybe your DPM to cover the blocks so that you won't have much losses. So if you have the means, block industry is one business you can venture in a rural area. That's the only one I can explain for today. The other ones maybe in subsequent videos, and I can explain the other ones. Thanks.